Well, we sure appreciate all you guys being here to the roundtable. I know, especially this time of year, you have other things that you could be doing, and taking the time out to come on here and help each other and provide some insights in a roundtable forum is certainly amazing, and appreciate all you guys. And so let's get to it and hop into December. Chelsea, you can see the whole screen there?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Well, for those of you, if this is your first time on a roundtable, welcome. And this is actually our sixth year of doing this. And we tell everyone that, this started out as a COVID update, and now it turned into a forum where everyone just gets on here and shares ideas, best practices, and puts questions to the group, and we let the group um, kind of be the experts in the room. So thank you for being here and welcome if this is your first one. Denny Crane is our official CTAT attorney for social media, and he says that if these are Zoom-based meetings, and they will be recorded and they will be posted to YouTube. So if you do wish to participate with your out your picture being on there, make sure that you turn your video off and then you participate. Otherwise, your participation serves as your consent to having your image posted on the YouTube. I thought what we do here is, since this is in Christmas, um, it's kind of the season to think back and be thankful for years past. And so I'd like to go over a few memories of past Christmases. And I reached out to some of the board members and some of the officers and asked them to send me young pictures of them when they were just little tykes. And as we're looking at these pictures, you can put your guesses for who this is in the chat down below. And we may have a prize for who gets the most right. So let's start out with this first one. Of course, I think that'll probably be the easiest one. Miss Goins, you probably recognize that oversized cranium there. And for those of you that haven't guessed, this is your past CTAT president, Dr. Mark McClure. What a great picture that is. So let's move on to the next one, and I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. Go ahead and put your guesses in there. And remember, these guys are all long-term CTAT members. Most of them have been on the board or officer or some type, but they're all long-term CTAT members. Let's get your best guesses. See who that is. Well, no, Andrew, you missed. That person is going to be your current CTAT president, Paul Boff. What a great picture. What a cute little boy he was. Thank you, Paul, for sending that in. Oh, there's a real cutie. What a cute one that is. A lovely picture. Anybody want to take some guesses there? I'll give you a couple of seconds. There we go. Here comes some guesses coming in. No, 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 no. That is going to be, I'll do the big reveal. That is Brooke Martin from All Dean USA. Brooke, that is such a lovely picture. What a cute little girl. Nobody got that one right. Let's try one more here. Oh, let's try this one. I don't think anybody get this one. It surprised me when I got it. She had a little boo-boo on her knee there. All right, let's see some guesses there, who that might be. Chelsea guy coming in. Oh, no, 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 no. Hold on. Let's see who this is. Oh, gosh. From Shirt Cibolo. That was Amy Massey. Amy, what a great picture. I bet you proudly display that over the mantle there at Shirt Cibolo. Let's go to the next one, see who we have. Oh, gosh, that is a dandy. Who is that cute little girl? Any guesses in the chat on who that is? We'll have to see here. Well, let's see who that turns out to be. Tally Joe Stout. Who would have ever guessed that? Oh my gosh. Tally Joe, that's a wonderful picture. Thank you for sharing that with us all. And here's the final one. Let's see if we can get this. We'll give you a few seconds to type a name in there. 1001, 1002. Let's see if we got any good guesses. I know y'all are going to get this one. No, good guesses. Great guesses. But this is Jennifer Edenfield. What a cute little girl. What a cute little outfit they had her in. Miss Edenfield, that is terrific. Looks like you had a wonderful Christmas there. Appreciate all you guys that submitted pictures, and we sure thank you. And that kind of gets me in the Christmas spirit. And from CTAT, we certainly want to wish you a Merry Christmas as a staff. And I know that we don't get to see everyone, but Jamie and Angie and Monique and Leslie and Robin, Chelsea, just as a whole staff, we wish you a Merry Christmas and thank you for being on this month's Roundtable. On this day in history, we do have some exciting birthdays for those of you that pay attention during the 1970s. Lots of game shows on then, and one of the big leaders in that was Wink Martindale, who probably his most famous game show was Tic-Tac-Doe. And I know that many of you in here are Little House on the Prairie fans, and of course that's Mr. Edwards. And Victor French was born on this day in 1934. And Jethro Bodine himself, Max Baer Jr., was born in 1937. And of course, he played Jethro Bodine on the Beverly Hillbillies, a great character. For those of you that don't know it, Max Baer Sr. was a champion boxer, even held the World Heavyweight Championship. And if you've seen the movie Cinderella Man, the person that fought James Braddock in the last fight there, that was Max Baer Sr., and that's who he lost to lose his boxing. But anyway, fantastic, very interesting birthdays in history. And on this day in 1956, for the big event, the $1 Million Quartet of Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis, the killer himself, Carl Perkins, and Johnny Cash got together at Sun Studio and performed for the first and last time. That was such a famous group of folks, and every one of them went on to have gigantic careers. But they all performed together at Sun Studios on this day in 1956. Very interesting stuff. Thank you for those submissions. And just like the $1 Million Quartet worked together during their Sun recordings, that's the way we do it at CTAT. We hop on here at the round table and work together. And again, we appreciate you all being here. A big thank you to the board of directors. It's them that we rely on for programming and guidance. And we certainly appreciate all you guys, as well as the area presidents. The area presidents meet every first Thursday at 1 o'clock via Zoom, and we get to hear about all the fantastic stuff that's happening in the areas around the state. And I compare this to like being a little league coach. It's when you take on the area president's role, it's like taking on another full-time job. So we appreciate all the work that you're doing to carry the banner for career and technical education across the state. Again, for one last time, congratulations to our 2026 Districts of Distinctions. Miles Van, even at City View, sent us he got on TV there in Wichita Falls in a big interview. And I know that Shirt Cibolo was featured in the U.S. House, and all of you are getting a lot of positive mileage out of this as far as public relations. And Chelsea and I were talking on the phone earlier this morning, and we said, you know, the great thing about this is that these schools earn this, and you guys earn this, and you should be getting the recognition that you deserve, because everyone on here is truly a leader in career and technical education, and we appreciate it. Of course, we got all of the big conferences coming up. Got forensics will be in June, so make sure you keep an eye out for that for your law teachers. The summer conference will be July 13th through the 16th in downtown Fort Worth, and that is always a fabulous place to be. And then, of course, coming up February 9th through 11th in San Antonio at the Grand Hyatt is going to be a great time had by all. I know Robin and Leslie and Monique and Angie, Jamie, they were all on a big Zoom planning meeting, and there's a ton that goes into that you'll never see, but they work tirelessly to make sure this is great. And if you haven't if you haven't registered yet, make sure you register. And most importantly, make sure you get your hotel room reserved for there in the Grand Hyatt, because there's groups leaving when we get there and groups coming in right behind us. So those rooms will go pretty quick. The regional trainings were all fantastic, and we appreciate the support that you guys gave us in all of these. And again, our last regional training will be counselor training at South Texas ISD in the Valley on March 25th, and we'll do that, and campus CTE coach. So we appreciate you guys and appreciate all the folks that have hosted us this year. We do have some breaking news. Every month we seem to get asked when we're going to do the next CTAT plus finance plus PEAMS training, and that will be April 7th and 8th at Northwest ISD. And if Kelly's on here, I think we are having that at the administration building. So anyway, appreciate all of our folks, the leadership at Northwest ISD for helping us out. And we appreciate the folks at TASBO running the logistics for that. And that continues to be an outstanding training. We just finished one in Amarillo there at the service center. Mindy hosted us, and thank you for having us. And we look forward to seeing a lot of you guys. There's a lot of space available for this one, and this will be right there just north of Fort Worth there at Alliance Airport. Of course, you guys all know about the monthly roundtable we do. The next gen is well underway, and we sure have a great group of next geners this week. And then Leadership CTAT will start in January. And Leadership CTAT is a place for folks with 3 to 5 years or over 5 years. You have some experience and you're wanting to take on the mantle of doing some leadership role in CTAT, or maybe you're wanting to take on a leadership role at your area, and you're wanting a behind the scenes look at how CTAT operates at the state, area, local level, learn about advocacy, leadership. And so those will be the third Thursday from 10 to 11. And we don't have the exact dates yet, but as soon as we do, we'll send out that. Registration is free. And we look forward to anyone that wants to be a part of that group joining. And thanks to Tally Joe. That was kind of her brainchild that kicked that off. And I have to say, that's one of the more fantastic trainings that we do is in that Leadership CTAP. And also at Leadership T, we're looking at adding more ways to get those people involved. Anything that we do in CTAT, you can sign up for year round by going to the ctat.org website and clicking on events. That is your go-to spot. Just a couple of things. We've done this 3 months in a row, but it's something that we continue to get questions on. Can you continue to use DOI teachers for career and technical education? And the answer to that is absolutely yes. Districts may still continue to use DOI teachers in career and technical and other enrichment topics. So DOI is going away for the cores, but you can still function in career and tech. Also, Chelsea and I were talking this morning, and she wanted to make sure that everyone knows, we've mentioned this several times on the roundtable, but just to be sure that PE substitute, if you're using that for your JROTC1, the PE substitute number, you have to use that code number for it to be a PE substitute right now. But yes, it is CTE. Yes, it will be funded at 1.28, and yes, it will count towards completer status. Now we're going to go, and I'm going to ask Robin if she will come on and talk about some special features that are going on with Career Tech. Robin, do you mind?
Not at all. If you don't mind advancing one slide for me.
Sure will. Okay.
All right, you guys. I just want to remind everybody that if you are a member in the active leadership category for CTAT, you are also a member of the National ACTE organization. And we have several folks from Region 4 on the ballot. So starting December 10th, you will receive a ballot to vote in ACTE's election for their board of directors. That includes their division representatives and our very own Allison Beliveau, who is a CTAT board of director, is running for the ACTE National Board of Directors. So we are very excited to have one of our own on the ballot. Very proud of her for leaning into this opportunity. She has been serving on Region 4 ACTE committees for several years, and this opportunity came up, and she is running. And so, not to tell anybody how to vote, but the ballot comes out December 10th, closes January 9th, Again, there are several candidates from Region 4 on the ballot, one of whom is with CTAT. And then, so Allison Belivo's running, and also Darlene Mills from TIVA is running. So get your votes in. Next slide, please. And ta-da! We are so excited. Chelsea and Mark and I are traveling to Nashville next week. We are going to be there supporting the members at CTE Vision. And Dr. Donna Prudhomme, she's the CTE director at Beaumont ISD. She was CTAT's Administrator of the Year. And she moved on to ACTE Region 4 and was selected as the Administrator of the Year for Region 4, which includes 6 states. And now she is a candidate for the national award. So you guys be cheering her on. Good luck, Donna.
Fantastic. All right.
And last but not least, a shameless plug for CTAT. You guys, there is a Quality Association Standard Award from ACTE that CTAT has received, I don't know, pretty much every year for the past 23, 24 years. It's similar to the District of Distinction. You've got to meet rubric. There are criteria for this designation, and CTAT got the gold standard, which means we met 100% of the criteria for receiving this designation. The kinds of things that are included in here are the 9 domains of association management. And all that is to say that we have a wonderful governance structure. We have the kind of policies in place that help our organization sustain. We've got strong financial management and oversight, and we have lots of benefits for our members and true opportunities for you guys to engage. And so congratulations to all of our leaders. This award really belongs to you guys and to our members, because you are the vibrant community, the boots on the ground that make us who we are. Thank you for being part of CTAT.
Very exciting. Thank you, Robin, for update. I think the board needs some special congratulations for that, because I know that they approve all the organizational structures and do that. And I think we're lucky to have those folks, Robin. All right, very good. Now we're going to move on to the updates. And usually I show a picture of Chelsea's beautiful dogs here, but something a little new this year, our very own little Angie Rector has, when you get the emails that come from all the CTAT, those are Angie sending those out. And Angie has got her a cute little Doberman puppy. Robin was telling the area president about this earlier. And what really makes my heart great is that Angie's little Doberman and Chelsea's little sweet Parvo have been getting along, and they had their Christmas picture taken together. And of course, you can see Angie's dog, and there's Chelsea's little Jazzbo. And anyway, it's just so great. And we're also lucky to have pets in our lives. And with that being said, Chelsea, I'm going to turn over the updates to you.
Thank you so much, Mark. It's always great to see what you come up with the photos that we share with you. So friends, here we go with updates. As always, all of this information is provided to you in our CTAT chat that you receive monthly. It's probably one of the most important things that you can flag through your email system, check and review. And I would couple that with our Connect Open forum of keeping you in the know. So first up is your to-do list. As Mark said, registration for CTAT Winter Leadership is open. Secure your registration, secure your hotel room. We can't wait to see you there. And there are just some other helpful how-tos and tips and tricks to get some work done with the probably 7 instructional days left that you have, maybe 10 at most. So we are rooting you on to the finish line of this first semester. Program evaluations are full for this fall semester, but we still have some openings early in the spring and then late in the spring. So if you are still wanting a program evaluation, especially when that Perkins reallocation comes out, just reach out to Mark and I. We can even pencil it in now. And if you say, hey, it can't come to fruition, or you don't know an exact date, just reach out to us so that way we can support you. This is a really great opportunity from TEA to get connected, stay connected, and have questions answered immediately, and maybe even receive some great updates from TEA themselves. TEA will be hosting office hours. This is the CTE team, and it's going to be the second Wednesday of each month. And so I highly encourage you to put these on your calendar, so that way you can connect with them and you can grow with them, and we can get some hot button questions answered, and they'll be there to support you. I think that this is just another great resource that TEA is providing, and continuing to showcase how connected and supportive they are of our districts. So super thankful to TEA for that opportunity. And Sherry asked in the chat, was anyone able to get into TEA's monthly office hours last week? I did not attend. So if someone can put in the chat what their experience was, or maybe kind of what the overview was, that'd be super helpful. Or when we go into Slack, you can give us an update. Industry-based certification reimbursements. Now, thanks to this past legislative session, we get to reimburse for 2 industry-based certifications. And in addition to that, ancillary costs, such as fingerprinting, background checks, and those may be entered as a separate reimbursement. And additional costs such as curriculum or materials are not reimbursable. So when in doubt, ask, because we never want to owe money back through the settle up process. So if you have any questions about that, reach out to us or someone at your service center or TEA, and we'll be happy to take care of you. The 2028 A through F Refresh Roadshow is happening next week. So part 4, proposed changes to Domain 3 specific to RDA integration, is on December 9th and December 10th. So that way you can check that out there. The 2025-2030 IBC list for public school accountability is now available, and the assigned tiers for that will not be used in accountability ratings until 2028, as well as that accountability rating system manual for 2026 ratings is available as well. And make special note of those IBCs that are sunsetting, because the campus can count no more than 5 graduates or 20% of its graduates, whichever is greater, towards CCMR credit, if they meet that credit solely by IBC. The following TAC rule action was taken. Pay close attention to the student attendance. The proposed amendment would clarify student eligibility and attendance reporting for off-campus programs, and expands the list of entities that may provide those programs, as well as that instructional materials and technology allotment. There are updated program of study frameworks. It was this made me chuckle because literally on our last roundtable call in November, we were saying, wait, I think they're there. And someone said, no, I don't think they're there. And then we got a blast from the CTE TEA team. So they are there, available. They're able to be edited, and they're also available in Spanish for you as well. The IMRA cycle 2026 is soliciting CTE feedback. There will be a quality rubric for CTE, and that will be used to evaluate instructional materials beginning this summer. And so there is a draft CTE 6 through 12 quality rubric available to you. I highly suggest you review that, and reach out if you need any support. Summary of finances are available in near final format for 2025, and now incorporate outcomes bonus based on those 2024 annual graduates. And then also the preliminary summary of finance reports for 2025-2026 are available. It also includes the increases from this last legislative session, such as the PTEC allotment and the CCMR outcomes bonus increase. Also exciting news, the summer grant through TEA for CTE opened. It is available on the grant opportunities page, and the deadline for that is January 13th. So you want to make sure that you get that submitted if you'd like to take part in that. They just had a Zoom, on December 2nd. And so if you needed additional information on that, I will look it up online, and someone may know, but there's typically a TEA CTE representative that's over the summer grant. And so questions can be generated towards them, but then also on the opportunities webpage, it'll give you a contact information there as well. There is a little known fact that should a school use PIC 22, aka CTE funds, to pay career prep student workers who are employed on a school campus. And our answer for that is that typically student workers receive credit for that course in which they are being paid for. So LEAs should use other funds rather than PIC 22, aka state funds, to cover the payroll costs. So we would always recommend that you utilize a different fund for that. And look at little Mark Boshier, the elf right there with Jasper. He was making his list and checking it twice and making sure Santa gets Jasper a new Frisbee. And so he was excited to go there. So Mark, we'll kick it back over to you.
That is so wrong. So CTE in the news, we certainly want to congratulate the folks at North Lamar ISD who had a really nice article in the news, and Wes Brown, the CTE director there, and they were in the news about they opened the first ever student-run Smart Branch inside North Lamar High School. And of course, innovative programs like this are popping up all over the state, and when we see some pop up in the news, we're going to highlight them in the CTAT chat. And one other thing we wanted to tell you, of course, the industry-based certifications being on there, ICV online learning. And I think that when we go to the spotlight, this month's spotlight was the State Board of Education. And I know that the legislature gets all of the press, and that seems to be what's talked about, but it's the state board behind the scene that is dotting the I's and crossing the T's in rural development for Texas Career and Technical Education. So appreciate you guys that are members of the State Board of Education. And here at Christmas time might be a nice time to find out who your SBOE member is and shoot them a quick email. So that being said, thanking them for their service. That being said, I'm going to hit the stop share button and put us back into gallery mode and see what everybody has on their mind. Any questions, comments, complaints, hazards? There's a lot of stuff, Chelsea, in the Zoom. It says the district uses other funds to purchase student certifications. Can the district be reimbursed? And you can do it as long as you didn't use Perkins funds, you can be reimbursed. They have to be local school monies. Oh, yes, and Tanya Simmons, Tanya, thank you for putting that on about some of the frameworks having blank first pages. I noticed that yesterday. It's probably about every third one I opened up, the first page was blank. JJ said he had to delete the cache on his browser for them to appear, but thank you for that tech tip, JJ. But even when I did reboot it, there were a few that didn't. Sherry used a different device. Downloading it worked. Thank you, Tanya. The preliminary summary of finances, Alexandra, that will be on the summary of finances page at the TEA website. Joshua stuck that in Slack, it looked like. Thank you, Joshua. William Phelps is over the TEA summer grant. That's a good man to be over that. He's a good guy, and I know if you pick up the phone or shoot him an email, he will do whatever he can to help you. Yes, about getting reimbursed for the fingerprinting and background checks. That's an ancillary cost like Chelsea talked about. Yes, reimbursable, just like a past IBC test. So it does, just because you pass it doesn't mean you earned it. But once you pass the IBC exam, it's eligible for um, reimbursement, whether you end up earning the IBC or not. Sammy says they're in the middle of adding background check costs to edge of things. No, if fingerprinting will be tracked. I do not know. That is a great question. Chelsea, have you heard that?
Not in the method of how, no. And so Sammy, I can look into that and try to see if I can find any information on that.
And then Julie and Owen recommended that they opened it in a different browser. So it could be if you're using Google, or it could be your phone, your form of Adobe Acrobat Reader. So if you're using Google, you might switch over to Microsoft browser. Andrew Ellis with the new information, virtual students receive full funding. As anyone have heard, if CTE weighted funding will also be earned for virtual students. And Andrea, that should be in the song. And I know that they've gone back and forth with that. And I have not gone on there to read it, but the song should be final for this year. Sarah said, what do we do? What do we submit to be reimbursed for? Well, you're going to submit the actual cost. And that's going to be in a form, in a place in your student information management system. And if anyone has entered that yet, you might put a reply in. Oh, Sammy says there'll be a spot on your PEEM submission. And yes, it will be in your SIS. That's the only place you can request reimbursement. Well, fantastic. Those were good questions. We scroll through those. Will we miss any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
On the reimbursement for people to get certain CTE certifications, do we know if that's initial certifications or if that can be an add-on? Like if I have an Chelsea, do you know the answer to
For
that?
them to get their which certifications? I'm so sorry.
For teachers to get CTE
Yes.
certified?
So like I have an art certified teacher who wants to teach graphic design, so I want her to get her tech ed. That is one that's reimbursable according to the new guidelines, but it's not clear on that page if it's only reimbursable for like initial certifications, or can it be reimbursed for an add-on to an already certified person?
That's a great nuanced question, Angela. My optimistic heart says, oh gosh, I hope it's an add-on as well. But let me see if I can find that. And we might have to reach out to TEA to get further clarification on that.
Okay, yeah, my HR has reached out and didn't get a response kind of either way. Like they were just like, oh, we don't know. So if you can find it out, I would appreciate it.
I'm trying to think who you would reach out to other than SBEC. Is that who you guys reached out to already, Angela?
No, they did on that whatever TEA page it's on, they reached out to that department. I can't remember what page it was on exactly, but it just doesn't say either way. So
well,
but I don't want to have all these teachers adding certifications if they're not getting reimbursed.
Gotcha. Hey, just out of curiosity, why are you having them add it?
So because I have teachers right now that aren't appropriately certified teaching CTE classes, and so they're DOI right now. But our district's kind of philosophy with DOI is that they get their standard cert within a certain amount of time. So it's just we're kind of pushing them that way to make sure that they get the cert added. So we don't have any issues with funding.
I'm going to say with cautious optimism. The language states teachers seeking certification in a certification area listed below, and it lists them out. So it doesn't say the word initial. So I'm going to say with cautious optimism that you could currently hold a certification and then have that be in addition to.
Okay.
But let's wait for TEA to strengthen that language based on the cost associated with that.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. And sir.
I hate to give
Angela,
this type of advice, but you could almost submit it and see if it gets paid.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah,
Angela,
hey,
this is Sherry and Round Rock, I was just gonna say, we've been reimbursing our teachers out of our 199 funds for a couple of years now, once they pass and actually add a certification to their area. So I don't know if you'd have it just in case if it did get knocked back, if you could do it out of your budget that way or not. But we've been doing that for a couple of years, so just trying to support the teachers.
Yeah, I can always look into that. I just,
It's
if I can save my money and the district can spend their money and then get reimbursed, I'd rather do that.
proportionate to the district size. It's probably not a ton of money either, was it, Sherry?
No, it's what, like $150, $180, something like that. And we don't reimburse until after they've added it to their SBEC, because if they don't have it, it doesn't do us any good. So they've got to pass and add it. And then we buy like some test materials, especially like if we're making a big group of teachers shifting, we'll buy test materials and get them a little bit of sub time, maybe like a half day here and there to study session kind of together and that sort of stuff.
Got it. Andrea Ellis, are you on here somewhere? Andrea, Andrea put in chat. Andrea, if you're on here, we'd like a little.
Yes.
All right, okay. Here.
Sorry, I'm trying to hit all the buttons.
That's okay. Could you share with us what you heard at the service center yesterday?
Yes. So I was actually in the meeting with Hunt County superintendents, and one of the region 10, the conversation was that there's new language out apparently, or a new movement out, that we are going to fully fund or get full funding for our virtual students moving forward. And that is apparently new within the last few weeks. And so I was asking specifically regarding any of the weighted funding, whether that's IDEA, whether that's CTE, any of those types of things. And it was unclear at that point, but that was not a CTE staff. That was not Region 10 CTE. That was Region 10. It was one of their administration people. It was strictly for superintendent information. So it was one of the superintendent resource staff. I'm sorry, I don't know what the name of their department is. So I was just trying to get clarification if anybody else had heard anything regarding the additional money we're going to get for any virtual students that we have.
I'm glad you said that, because what I've been hearing is people going back and forth said they would and they wouldn't. So that's the most solid information I've heard.
Well, that was new to me yesterday. So, but it wasn't new to some of the superintendents in the room. So I know that is coming. But like I said, that was new to me yesterday.
Dr. Everett, can you share what you heard? Do you mind? Where'd you go?
Can you hear me?
Yes, please. Go, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of heard the same thing yesterday too. We're starting a virtual high school, and I kind of heard the same thing. So it must be breaking news this past week, I guess. My meeting was yesterday, and I can ask for some more information. Where are you at, Andrew?
I'm housed in Commerce ISD. So Hunt County, Region 10. I do get Region 8 information too, because I have 12 school districts, and 3 of them are Region 8. I haven't heard any information from Region 8 yet, but I heard that from, like I said, a Region 10 superintendent meeting.
Okay, I'm in Region 4. Will you put your
it's not
email
in the
chat?
SAW.
Sure.
Is that
No, it's
both?
not. And I specifically asked Janae, and she said, no, it's not in the SAW yet. The TEA actually came out and said, we have not updated the SAW. It's not in there yet.
Good info. Thank you, guys. Thank you for sharing that. I think a lot of you guys know that the best way we get information is you guys attending a meeting, or your team's person attending a meeting, then y'all email us and then we're able to share it. All right.
I have a question for the ones that are talking about the virtual schools. Are you guys, just out of like curiosity, are you moving towards the virtual schools like to get away from, like, to replace your credit recovery programs like Edgenuity and stuff? Or are you going to offer them in conjunction with that? Like, are they going to have both options?
I know personally we have a really innovative superintendent. We just got her last year, but she feels like this is the way most districts are going to start going, so she wants to jump on it. We were going to do 6 through 12. We decided to do 10 through 12 just to get it launched. We're going to use Pivot, some ICEV also. And then really, I think it's part of, I don't know about you guys, but we're going to open enrollment, right? With everybody being in deficits. So it's a way for us to capture more students as well. So I guess there's several caveats to it.
Yeah, like right now I'm facing a really big issue with these kiddos that want to be early grads or have half days. And so it's hurting them from being CT completers because they're being allowed to do like their core classes like on Edgenuity or something else. And so they can graduate. And so I'm like, no, wait, if like there's no E2020, right, for CTE. So it's leaving us like in a hard bind. So that's just an interesting thing that thank you for sharing.
You
Yeah, I think
know,
a lot of them face that because I know our high school principal and some of their admin team is letting students out early once they get their indicator, and but that hurts us, right? So I've been trying to do more dual credit personally,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
headed towards the level 1 certificates. But yeah, I think it's a battle we probably all fight, right? It's hard.
Yeah.
Everybody gets senioritis too. I get at the high school, I can look through their lens, but also, that philosophy is once they get their indicator, they can check out and leave early. It's going to hurt our data, right? At the end of the
For
day.
sure, especially because, if the funding is going to be similar, then that's a good way for us to recuperate that loss of funding when they're not in the CT classes anymore because they want to be early grads or online. So just thinks that's a good thing for me to now go and research.
Yeah.
yeah, it's Hallsville ISD has the biggest one I've ever seen as far as online school. And then most people have had it in some kind of form as far as an alternative, a credit recovery setting or a dropout prevention program. But I think what's bubbling up in the state is something quite different as far as these virtual schools. So it's going to be interesting to watch them over the next couple of years, I think.
Yep.
If they get going good, I might start one myself. What do you need? A modem and what else?
The Ethernet cord.
A modem and an Ethernet cord. I bet I can find one of those. Ace Hardware, I bet has it.
Costco.
Oh, I don't know about Costco. They pretty high tech there. All right, fantastic. Well, thank you guys so much. What else do we have going today? Those great topics. Paul, anything you'd like to share from the Office of the President?
Oh, absolutely, Mark. Since we are got these last couple of weeks before the holiday break and just got done with a 9-day Thanksgiving break, if you've got 9 days off. But it's always this push for the holiday season. Then we come back and get ramped up for midwinter. And so we look forward to seeing everybody at midwinter. And just to reiterate, if you haven't had a chance to register for that, do that. I know Angie sent out a survey today about breakout sessions, so make sure you fill that out as they're trying to dial in those breakout sessions. But we just look forward to seeing everybody in San Antonio.
And Paul, if this is for first time attendees, we usually have a little get together that first morning, and you're usually there to greet them personally. Any comments? Want to welcome those guys?
Oh, absolutely, Mark. That's something we started a couple sessions ago. It seems to be a nice thing for about 15 to 20 of them that show up as first-time attendees, and they just get to get introduced to you and Chelsea and a couple of members on the board and familiarize themselves with CTAT and just really encourage them to participate in CTAT and enjoy the sessions and also look for familiar faces during the conference to help them out and navigate the conference and CTAT.
Well, I think if this is your first time attending conference and you're on, I think you're going to find that the CTE community as a whole is probably the most welcoming and inclusive community as far as putting folks together. And that's been true for years and years. And I know that I see Jeff on there and JJ and Paul and Melissa and Sherry. Just you could reach out to any of those guys, and they're going to be more than willing to help you however they can. All the pros will. I don't want to say the rookies, but the newer attendees. Anything else we have going? Robin, you kind of told the area presidents we had a surge in registration for the conference.
We did. We just hit 400. Guys, it's awesome.
So don't miss out and have to stay at the La Quinta. Miss Pilgrim, we look forward to having you, and make sure you find Paul on that first morning. He'll coach you through staying out of trouble.
Also, Mark, for our new administrators, that 101 training, or level one, and encourage any of our new CTE administrators in that first couple of years of administration, or if you just need to take it as a refresher, it's a good one to come to. Now, Mark, do you have any updates on that level 3?
Yes, yeah, we do. All of the pre-cons, I think, are going to be exceptional this winter. Of course, the level 1, if you're a new administrator, less than 3 years, or if you just want to touch up, that's where we do the whole splish splash of everything. But the level 2, Carrie Chandler is leading that level 2, and Carrie has done that for years, and they always do an exceptional job. And I always describe that as taking the data and then putting it to use. And I think level 2 is a fantastic training. And then if you've been in it for 5 or 10 years and you've been on those and you want to be a complete administrator in your district, then the level 3 training is going to be for you. That's going to have human resources. They're going to talk about facilities. And then Marty DeLeon and his brothers are going to talk about the law portion. And if you've ever seen Marty do anything, of course the legislative update's always hilarious, but it's going to be very entertaining at level 3 training this year with Marty's and his brothers there. So I really encourage you guys to attend level 3 if you haven't been to that yet.
It's a little known fact that Marty has a twin brother.
Oh, he does?
They'll be there together. They are twins. Yeah,
I
they'll
did.
be there together. Yeah.
Well, they're not identical, I assume, right?
Mm-mm.
Well, I'll be darned. We'll have to.
Jeff Eichmann is cracking up over there. He is laughing at you, Mark Boshier.
My Photoshop skills are going to be put to the test, Jeff. With twins, I didn't know that. Sherry, who's your first time attendee specialist?
Marco Baeza, he's one of your next gens.
Oh,
He'll
yeah,
be
for
coming.
sure,
He
yeah.
didn't get to make it to summer with us, but he'll come to spring. So we're excited. We'll make sure that Paul gives him a really good talking to on that first day.
Well, that's good because Paul kind of keeps folks out, steered to the
Very
straight and narrow.
exclusionary. Yeah.
We are way overselling this, but I appreciate that.
Just look for Paul. He'll be the best dressed, like 3-piece suit or a very nice sweater vest if it's really cold. You won't be able to miss him.
I'm a fan of the 3-piece in the cold weather.
If Bobby Darin was reincarnated, it would be Paul Ball. There's no doubt about it.
Do you remember how cold it was and it even snowed on the beach a few years ago when we were all there?
I do.
You live that? I
Uh-huh.
want to relive that.
Everybody,
I'd never seen that.
everyone except for JJ got snowed in. He took off like Yukon Cornelius and headed home. Okay, well, fantastic. Well, you guys, we certainly appreciate you being here. And I know that you're looking forward to a winter break and a Christmas break. And I hope that you have a great holiday season and you celebrate however you do. And I really appreciate you taking the time out in December. We had a great turnout today. And if you have any questions, reach out to any of us. I can't tell you, we'll have one more meeting in January, and then our February roundtable will be at conference, and really looking forward to it and looking forward to seeing everyone. And for those of you that are going to ACTE next week, we'll see you guys there. And that being said, last call for anything to the whole group before the slide.
You're gold, Mark. You're gold.
There we go. You don't have to go home, but you can stay here for Slack. Okay. Thank you all for being here, and we'll see you next month.